Hello, friends and family. Today's a beautiful night. This is a pour to highlight the fact that my mom's Rams just won the Super Bowl, so they're Super Bowl champs. Now let's load our cup. So we put gold, then we put titanium white with pearl white. Now we put in some Payne's gray with phthalo blue, and then some pearl light blue, then some primary cyan by Amsterdam, some more of the white with pearl, and now some 24 karat gold by Deco Art. Now Indian yellow hue by Arteza, and now Naples yellow and white with pearl, Deco Art pearl, and then some pearl light blue, then the Payne's gray combined with a phthalo blue, and now the primary cyan, and now blue turquoise, and then again the white titanium white with the pearl white. Now let's prep our canvas. So for today's pour, we're going to use the walk strainer that Fiona first used. Fiona from Fiona Art. I wish I had done like a straight pour on this one, but I try to do a semi straight pour, semi ring pour, and I'm trying. What I'm going for this time is when the Rams won, they did like a celebration where they presented the trophy to the Rams, and there was all this confetti, and so that's kind of what I wanted to capture with this piece, is like the chaos of the confetti. So after I let the pour rest for a little bit, I brought in Haley to help me pop some of these air bubbles. And the air bubbles were created, one, because I pour the paint over the walk strainer, but then also when I brought in the hair dryer to blow some of the paint from the middle out, then it brought in a lot of the air. So Haley helped pop a great deal of the bubbles, but there were still quite a few left. But at least most of them are gone. Now here I'm tilting my composition from one side to the other. So this actually took a lot longer than I'm gonna be showing you. I just had to speed it up. Once again, I'm just trying to show you more or less how I do it, but then not necessarily force you to sit through of it. Obviously, if you wanted to slow it down, you obviously can. Now, this gold band that I put in the middle is just to give some definition to those rings that were on the corner. They just look super busy, but by putting the band in between, then it makes it look more like a leaf and stuff like that. So that usually is super helpful. I actually end up tilting this bit off because it just looks too busy. Because even though I was trying to capture the confetti and like the chaos of the celebration, because I'm super excited for my mom's football, her favorite football team, having won the Super Bowl. When I was tilting, I sometimes forget about what I'm doing, and I just kind of going through the motions, and then just look at the composition and forget what I was doing. So then I end up tilting a lot of the chaotic stuff off and try to create much more defined lines, much more defined or places where my eye can rest when if I were to be looking at this composition. So and at the end, I end up tilting a lot of the chaos off, but it still looks chaotic enough that it does show a lot of movement, a lot of like energy, and that really is what I was trying to capture with the Super Bowl win. Super excited. There, I obviously, if you follow me on Facebook, you know that I had a migraine earlier, and so I ended up not being able to watch the first half of the Super Bowl. But luckily enough, I watched the halftime show, and which was amazing. And then the Rams came back during the second half, and yeah, so just super excited. Now, here I'm not sure whether I was tilting too much, or because my gold base coat was so thick that it gave me these cells that like super like defined cells, and I wasn't feeling it. So what I'm trying to do here is tilt off those cells, or really just to cover where the paint was missing from the top. So I did that over there, and now I'm gonna go ahead and do that over here in the lower side as well. I do keep a little bit like these. I don't want to tilt off per se. What I'm trying to do with this one is just sort of compress them, and then later what I do here is I try to make those into once again horns, or when I try to make them horns, but when I couldn't really make them horns, then I dragged a paintbrush through it, and it made it look more like swirly leaves, golden leaves, and that worked really well. What you can't see from this angle of the painting is how shimmery it is, because there's so much gold underneath, and yeah, it's just like so beautiful. In one, I used a number of Arteza paints, and those Arteza paints were pearls, so the pearls are super shimmery. And then the base coat was a 24 karat gold, and yeah. So here you see how I embellish. I tried to write rams on there with gold. I just wanted to have that be part of the painting. Now I realized that as it dries, paint could go over it and just erase it, but I still wanted to have it there. So here is a close up. Now here you can appreciate a little more how shimmery it is. It is so pretty, especially when it's wet. It's so beautiful. Now sometimes, depending on which paints I'm using, the wet piece can be super shimmery like this, and then when it dries, it's not as shiny or shimmery. But this one should be pretty shimmery because I use, like I said, the Arteza paints, which dry so beautiful. So here's like I said, the wet results, and they're just so much beauty here. Even like the areas where they're just like lines, or it's there's gradients with the lines, there's movement, there's it's just a stunner. It really is. Well, thank you so much for watching till the end. I look forward to seeing you at the next one.